Hello and welcome back to the channel. Slight change in programming for today. It's Saturday. It's not an experiment. It is more tactic testing. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so let's get into the video. And before we get into today's video, please leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below. Let me know what tactics you want me to test out. We are again testing a tactic from FM Arena, and let's go have a look at it now. So the tactic we are testing is the consistent one by CM93. It'll be a link for it down in the description below. It comes up as Andrew 433 4312 4231 in the game. Formation is something similar to what I've been using in my YouTube series. So we've got the goalkeeper, sweeper keeper on support, we've got both wing backs on support, two ball playing centre backs on defend, a DM sat in front of them, box to box midfielder one side, central midfielder on attack the other, inside forward on attack on the left, winger on attack on the right, and a false nine up front on support. So we've got the winger and the inside forward both getting forward into attacking roles, the wing backs there on support. That central midfield on attack role is personally so overpowered this year. So much good stuff coming from that. Positive mentality, shorter passing, low crosses, work the ball into the box, extremely high tempo, distribute to centre backs, counter press, force opposition outside, much higher line of engagement, trigger press much more often, prevent short goalkeeper distribution, and use the offside trap. So the teams that we are going to do it with are going to be Werder Bremen, Bournemouth, Strasbourg, Cambuur and Girona. All these teams are predicted to finish towards the bottom end of their respected leagues. So we're in Germany as it is. We're in Werder Bremen, and you may have seen at the top of the screen that Werder Bremen with this formation finished in 6th place, 52 points, qualifying for the Europa League. 13 wins, 13 draws, 8 defeats. Very good. Second for the defeats for the season. Hertha Berlin and Borussia Dortmund level with them. Bayern Munich were better with 2 defeats. No real surprise there. I mean, if you look at the schedule, the end of the season, if it wasn't for that, they probably could have finished higher. That month of April there, where they didn't win a game, so disappointing, because they must have been in a really good position before that happened. If you just have a quick look, looks as if they were in 4th before that end of the season, dropped down to 7th and then finished 6th with that final day victory. In terms of the players, Marvin Duksch, 13 goals from 33 appearances. Leonardo Bittencourt with 6 goals and 6 assists, second in the assist rating behind Mitchell Weiser, and second in the top goal scorers as well with 6 goals. He looks as if he was their best player, 7.21 average rating for the man who can play it on the right, left, or in the centre in those attacking roles. We have a look at some of the games and how they got on. There's a few 0-0s, a couple of 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Got hammered by Freiburg, 4-0 there. Couple of 4-1s against Leipzig, 4-0 victory over Mainz, 3-3 draw with Mainz, 3-0 victory over Stuttgart. They got a 2-2 draw against Bayern Munich there. I'm guessing they lose no, they drew in the other game against Bayern Munich, so they did pretty well there. And the DFB Polka, that was won by Bayern Munich 6-2 in the final against FC Cologne. Where did they get to? We just flicked through. Did they got to the second round and knocked out by Kaiserslautern on penalties. So really good season. We just show you now that the season preview, they're in 13th. I'm sure they were in 17th before they started 200-1, but they were down towards the bottom end of the table. They've had a fantastic season and really done a good job. And we're going to move on next to who's the second team on the list. We're going to move on to Bournemouth, newly promoted in the Premier League, predicted to get relegated, and let's see how they got on. I know this changes throughout the course of the season, but Bournemouth here, 17th place, 200-1, and they finished in 13th place, 48 points, 12 wins, 12 draws, 14 defeats, -4 goal difference, which is not bad considering. I mean, teams below them, -6, -12, -24. There's Forest, Palace and Fulham are the 3 teams to get relegated, well clear of the relegation spots, well 16 points clear of Fulham down in 18th. We're going to have a quick look at the playing staff. 16 goals for Dominic Solanke, 11 for Ryan Fredericks. In terms of assists, 11 for Lewis Cook and 10 for Jack Stacey. Jack Stacey, their best player as well, averaging a 7.33. So really well done there. Let's have a look how they got on in some of the results. Again, a poor end to the season for these as well. 2-0 defeat to West Ham there, 1-1 draw with Brentford, 0-0 draw with Southampton, 1-0 victory over Manchester United, and then defeat to Fulham in the following game, which is very surprising. Beating Man United at Old Trafford and then losing at home against Fulham the following game. So a lot of that. They lost 6-2 to Fulham in the FA Cup's fourth round replay. And in the Carabao Cup, they got to the semi-finals, being knocked out by Newcastle on aggregate. So who won that? That was won by Man City, beat Newcastle 6-1 in the final there. Started off the season really well. Victories over Wolves, Cardiff, couple of draws, wins over Fulham and Chelsea. Really good results, actually. Defeats there to Man United and Man City, which is kind of to be expected. Draws against Southampton and Leicester, which aren't too bad. Good month of October, beating Palace twice, once in the Cup and once in the league. Draw with Forest, slightly let them down. A 6-0 defeat to Newcastle there. I'm not sure what happened in that game. Absolutely smashed. But as you see, really good season for Bournemouth. 13th place, comfortably stayed up. And with that, we're going to move on next to Strasbourg in Ligue 1. Strasbourg are predicted to finish 9th. We just had a quick look. The board said top half, but as you see here, 3rd place, 24 wins from 38 games. 2nd, joint with AS Monaco, only behind PSG, which is can be expected in this league with 107 points. 78 points, UEFA Champions League spot for the season. Top goal scorer, Ludovic Ayorke with 15 goals. Dimitri Leonhard, 7.36 top assist rating. And Adrian Thomason, 11 assists. Top assists as well. Knocked out the 10th round of the French Cup. I'm not sure how far that is. 10th round is... They didn't get too far in the French Cup. So nothing really to shout out about then. No one's snuck in with a competition win this year either. If we just look at all competitions goals, as we just looked at, top player was Sanyin Prisic with 7.32. He got 10 goals and 10 assists in all competitions. In terms of goal scorer in all competitions, Ludovic Ayorke got the 15, Adrian Thomason with 12, Kevin Gamiro got 9, and with the assist, Adrian Thomason with 11, Dimitri Leonhard with 10, Sanyin Prisic with 10, and Bellegarde with 9. So if we have a look at some of their results, now they have started the season very well. After that draw with Monaco and the defeat to Lille, beat Auxerre, beat Brest, beat Lorient, beat PSG 3-0, beat Ajaccio 2-1, beat Toulouse 4-1. Then more victories. They actually went through until the end of November before they lost to Rennes and then Olympique Marseille. 3-3-2 victories on the spin. Another one there to Lyon. What a good run of form. Did they hit the top of the table then early on? Second, they hit first for 1 week by the look of it, and then they were second for a long time. Third, dropped down to 6th, and then regained that 3rd place and hung on to it to the end of the season. What a fantastic season that is. Brilliant. This formation is really, really going well. One thing we haven't looked at, actually, is going deep into the stats. And they only conceded 37 goals, which was the joint 3rd in the league. So that tactic really kept out some of the other teams. We're just going to quickly flick back through Bournemouth. And we're going to look at the league in a little bit more detail as well as we go to stages, and we'll have a look. Goals against Bournemouth conceded a lot of goals here, 59. So only Leeds, Crystal Palace and Nottingham Forest conceded more goals than them there. And going to Werder Bremen quickly, if we have a quick look as we go to stages on this one as well. Goals against Werder Bremen conceded 33, so they were 4th. The goals conceded, but only scored 41. Didn't really do much of either, but finished with a +8 goal difference and in 6th place, so really successful there. And we're next going to have a look at Cambuur in the Eredivisie. As you can see here, avoid a relegation battle expected by the board. And then in terms of the league form, 6th place for them with 61 points. They scored 85. They conceded 41, which is 6th best, sorry. So 6th best in conceding goals, 6th in the league, 61 points, really good. Obviously, if the Dutch league had more European spots, they probably would have been in there in that 6th place, but it wasn't to be. As we go back through and have a look at their schedule, started off the season with back-to-back defeats, and then went on a bit of a run here from the end of August all the way through to the end of October. 7-1 victory over Groningen there, 3-1 victory there. 2-0 victory over Volendam. So they really did smash it. How did they get on in the cup as they get round into the third round? They beat Ajax in the third round, won in the quarter-finals, won in the semi-finals against 20, and then they got to the final, lost the final, 2-1 in the final. So disappointed. And then they won. Oh, they lost in the European playoff on away goals, it seems. It finished 4-4. And I think they lost to AZ Alkmaar on away goals. So disappointing there to miss out on that. Is that why? As we get back into it, this is why AZ Alkmaar, yep, they got that 7th place, but got that last Europa Conference League place. We just have a quick look at how their squad got on. 21 goals for Uldrikis, 16 goals for Van der Voorta. Tom Boer got 13 goals. And then in terms of assists, Van der Voorta got 14. I'm guessing he'd been their top player. No, second top player. 7.29 for him. Tom Boer got a 7.33. And Robert Uldrikis got a 7.58. Top goal scorer for the season. 21 in 33 appearances, 27 starts. Really good performance here. They lost to PSV. They lost to Ajax. Some of the games you'd expect them to lose to. Well, lost here to Feyenoord. 2-1 twice, actually, in the space of a couple of weeks. In this game here, did they take the lead in the cup final? See, Robert Mullenden got a goal. No, they equalised in the 28th minute and then lost. 60th minute goal from Gertruda. In a game, they weren't the better team. They didn't deserve to win it, but it's a good performance from them to finish in 6th place and get to the final of the KMVB Becker Trophy. So really impressive how this tactic is playing out. And lastly, we're going to go to Girona in Spain and let's see what happened in La Liga. So again, avoid a relegation battle, and they finished in 8th place, 57 points, just missed out on European football. They're 60 points from Espanyol. And they ended the season pretty well. 3 wins out of the last 5 with 1 draw and 1 defeat. If they win that game, they finish on 60 points level with them. But really good end to the season. Knocked out in the 4th round of the Copa del Rey by Villarreal. How did they get on? They actually started the season very poorly. Drew with Real Madrid, which is a good result. Beat Sociedad, and then they lost to Vigo. Beat Vallecano. Drew with Valladolid, lost to Mallorca, lost to Elche, lost to Barcelona, lost to Betis, drew with Atletico Madrid, then put a couple of wins together, then lost to Cadiz and to Osasuna. So when did they really turn this around to get that top 6 finish? Couple of wins here, 3 wins, couple of defeats in amongst it. Victories over Sociedad, victory there in the Cup. Another run of 4 games where they don't win. Victory over Mallorca and Elche there, and then Betis. A bit of a mixed bag, actually. If they could have got a good run together at any point during the season, they probably would have broke the top 6 for sure. If we just have a look at how their squad got on as well. Christian Stuani, 21 goals in 40 appearances for the 35-year-old Uruguayan. And in terms of assists, Samu Saiz with 10 assists, 7.11 average rating. That makes him their 3rd best player. Christian Stuani got a 7.12 and Bernardo got a 7.13. So the experienced players are 31, 32 and 35-year-old averaging the best this season. So this tactic, as we look at it one more time, very basic, 4-3-3. Got that false 9, just drop deep there. 2 attacking wide players, the inside forward on the left and the winger on the right. The winger getting into that position there to try and get the crosses in, low crosses into the false 9 and to the inside forward arriving there at the far post. Got the box-to-box midfielder getting up and down there. That central midfielder on attack role, as I said earlier, is an absolutely phenomenal role. Done so much for me on my YouTube save. The man getting forward late into the box to get chances, especially if you've got the inside forward there arriving at the far post for this winger's crosses and the central midfielder on attack, they're getting into that near post area. Really good, and obviously the box-to-box midfielder being around there as well, and the defensive midfielder just there to protect the back 2 effectively with the ball playing defenders, because those wingers will be sort of just hovering around the halfway line, just looking to support the wide players when they get the ball. It is a really good tactic. Obviously, we've seen with some of them, the goals conceded is very low. We're just going to check Girona's as well. They conceded 49 goals, which would have put them about mid-table. And for a team that is expected to avoid a relegation battle, that is a really good performance. In terms of goals scored, again, mid-table, scored 52, conceded 49, plus 3 goal difference. I mean, what more can you expect from a team tipped to get relegation and just staving it off, doing a really good job? And that will be that for the video. Like I said, I'll leave a link for this tactic in the description down below. If you like today's video, please leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you next time. as we test more tactics from FM Arena and see which of these are really good with some of the more poorer teams around Europe.